Today on Mid-Missouri Art News, artist Dianna Fowler of New Bland, Missouri. Welcome to JCTV Mid-Missouri Art News, supported by many art enthusiasts, art lovers throughout the nation now, thanks to YouTube. We're coming to you from the capital city of Missouri, Jefferson City. I'm your host, Rick J., saying thanks for joining us with a special guest, once again, artist Dianna Fowler from the New Village of Bland, Missouri. Dianna is a member and spokesperson today for the 115-year-old Jefferson City Art Club. Please join me in welcoming multi-talented Dianna Fowler from the village of Bland.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
Well, if I may call you Dianna by your first name,
yes.
Please tell us a little bit about you and those highlights that fulfilled your life and best describes Dianna Fowler.
Well, I grew up on a farm in the rural area, and I loved it. I loved going out to the barnyard in the evening and helping Grandpa, watching him milk the cows and all that.
Yes.
And then later, I married my husband, and we...
and that's Don,
yes,
by name.
Yes, and we have 4 children, and we've got... I forgot how many grandchildren. I know we have 14 great-grandchildren.
Oh my.
And we love it, and we're in the process of building a new home. We've traveled a lot and, seen a lot, Hawaii and in Paris, but different places. Sedona, Arizona, I really like.
Yes.
And been influenced by that. You know.
I see. Now, I know you have 14 grandchildren. I don't know if you want to try to name them by name, or if we just do a group hello, group shout
group
out.
hello to all of my 14 grandchildren and their parents, and my lovely daughter and son, Kent and Kelly.
Oh, super. Well, great. Well, I'm glad that JCTV can recognize them.
And my husband, Don.
And your husband, Don. Yes, you don't want to forget
my great
Don.
helper.
Oh, excellent. And supporter and enthusiast.
Yes, he does. Yes.
I can see his inspiration behind your artwork.
Yes.
And he's always 100% behind you, it appears, and right there along with you. Well, if you can, share us when and how you were really first inspired to become an artist.
Well, actually, it was my mother who inspired me to become one. She wanted me to go she said, we had a tragedy in the family. And I was greatly affected, and she said, she kept coming to me and saying, let's go and learn to paint. She called it, let's learn to paint. And, be artist. And I said, Mother, I never had desired to paint in my life. I never thought about it. However, I loved her, and so we took her and we bought all the materials, and we traded them back and forth, videos and books, and we just went at it. And I found out that it was one of the greatest things it was good therapy for me. I only paint what I want to look at and what, touches my heart.
Yes.
So when I paint, I think of nothing else but what I'm painting.
Excellent, yes.
And
it shows in your artwork.
It was good for me.
So inspirational, your topics, choice of topics, etc. Well, I understand that Mom is no longer with us, but she had a birthday last November 14th.
That's right.
And I'd like to, if we may, dedicate this interview to your mom. And
she would love that. She would be so honored. And one of her paintings hangs in the courthouse in Dianna, Missouri.
Oh, I see.
So she's, she's pretty
she's
good.
remembered in Dianna, Missouri.
Yes, she is.
Oh, excellent. Well, you are also an accomplished 12-string guitarist, recently performing at the Missouri State Capitol building.
Yes.
can you tell us how you became a guitarist and share with us where that path has led you recently?
Well, it's kind of different. Everyone in my family, we were in the country, rural people.
Yes.
My grandpa played the fiddle, my cousins played banjos, and my mother and different ones played guitars. And they had what they called hoedowns back then.
Yes.
And they would go to a family member's home and they would sing and play and have a good time. And I was little, but I wanted to learn so bad, and so I would be the one underneath looking at their fingers, or the guitar players, in the way, and seeing what sound that made when they did this or that. And later I would say, tell me, show me where to put my fingers, so I'm self-taught. But later I became, what I call a pretty good guitar player. But I wanted to do better. And there's a lady who was educated in music, and she was the church director of music and our choir or praise team, I was on that, and so she wanted me to learn all of the chords that I didn't know and all of everything.
Excellent.
So I went, it was good for me.
Yes.
I went to the music store and bought the guitar sheet and showed all of everything.
Sheet music?
Yes, and I was, I learned that way, so I'm self-taught. I play the 12-string because it makes more noise and it's a fuller sound.
Yes,
and once you start doing that, you really love it.
Yes, the full sound.
And I love to sing, and I write the music that touches my heart also. And I was honored that our oldest grandson, Joshua, he asked me to write a love song for their wedding.
Oh, excellent.
And I did.
Yes, awesome. Well, that was really nice and
yes,
touching.
And I've wrote my husband a love song.
Yeah, and we hopefully will be able to hear those one of these days. Now, you recently performed at the Capitol building here in Jefferson City. Can you share with us how that went?
Well, it went very well. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to go. They brought some ladies in from St. Louis, and they sang a cappella, and they saved me till last, and I performed I write non-typical gospel music, and so I sang one of the songs that I wrote, and I got a standing ovation, or I'll say, I give it to, God helped me, and He's the one who gives the songs, but it had to touch their heart, and it goes back to art to touch the heart and music to touch the heart.
Oh, I see. Art to touch the heart and music to touch the heart. So it's all from the heart. And that's like what we like to see. We do see here maybe different subject matter or mediums, but definitely people paint from the heart or perform from the heart, as our guests on Spotlight on the Arts, some of our musicians, entertainers that we're fortunate to have on the show. Well, now, would you like to mention that lady's name that was most inspirational to you? I may be asking a question.
Wilt. Dee Wilt was her name.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes.
Dee Wills and her family would appreciate that shout out and recognition. Thank you so much.
I appreciated her.
Well, back to the art, I'd like to say the shade of the brushwork, and may I ask you, what is your favorite medium and subject matter?
Well, my favorite medium is oil on canvas. Yes. And subject matter, I'm very diverse. There's many things that touch your heart. A horse is, or can be just horses, or they could be beautiful or in a beautiful pose or doing something. Right, and our mountains, our homes with lights, and the snow scenes. And I like to do portraits too. My granddaughter brought me her wedding picture with her in her wedding dress, and I said, Amber, you don't think I could do that, do you? And she said, yes, Grandma, you can do that.
Full confidence.
And she said, I said, okay, I can do that.
Now you've provided some photos that we'll put on the timeline as we're speaking. Okay. One of my favorites is the young lady leading the the big white horse.
Yes, it's
and
my
the snow
favorite.
scene. That's your favorite
That's
also.
my favorite also.
I think that's become mine also. I can identify so much with horses. I used to have my own horses and raise them and somewhat train them. And, you know, horses, I find, are so much like a dog even.
Yes.
They're just as likable, and they need nourishment. I have a mare 24 hours before Colt was born. She kept wanting to put her head over my shoulder and have a hug. So it's just, I associate my dog now. It's like some of the horses' behavior. Well, the oils, I love them also. And well, the favorites, we basically talked, do you have more than one favorite that you'd like to bring up? Besides the little young lady leading the big white horse in the snowstorm.
Well, I think I like, I have one with a bird, it's a scene of a snow scene. And there's a home, and then there's a church, and there's a young boy building a snowman. And then on the other side of the painting is a part of a building and some red birds. And my husband loves the red birds.
Yes.
And we even put a little feather on one of the red birds.
Now you, that was exhibited, if I recall, at the Run Center with the Call to Nature's Art last April. And thank you for being part of that.
Oh, my delight. I loved it.
It was really a good exhibit there at the Run Center. We're looking forward to that in 2020. So so save up a piece.
All right.
Well, Dianna, we must take a break, so please hang with me. When we return, Miss Dianna Fowler will fill us in on what is in store for the viewers interested in finding out what's really planned and what's been going on with the 115-year Jefferson City Art Club. And actually, we'll see more and hear more about her artwork firsthand. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
What do you guys want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
1, 2, ready, go. Gonna pull the stops, gonna make it go. You're living on a wing and a prayer. Gonna put them things together. You know it's now or never.
Welcome back to JCTV Mid-Missouri Art News. I'm your host, Rick J., with Ms. Dianna Fowler discussing her artwork, which she paints in the new Bland village of Bland, shall we say, Missouri. Welcome back, Dianna.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here, and we had such an informative discussion. Today you're the spokesperson for the Jefferson City Art Club and being the featured artist on their website, and with also your paintings being displayed at the DMV, south part of Jefferson City. Can you share with us how long you've been affiliated with the Jefferson City Art Club?
I have been with the Jefferson City Art Club approximately 2 years, maybe a little more now. But I've loved every minute of it, and they're wonderful people.
Well, may I ask if and how they have inspired you to kind of describe the relationship to the Jefferson City Art Club and the feeling, I know that I'd like to put the words in your mouth, but what does the Jefferson City Art Club mean to you, and what have you experienced being a part of that art club?
There's a lot. The Jefferson City Art Club to me is a very special art club.
Yes.
I've been in many art clubs and a member of the Mid-Missouri Fine Arts, but Jefferson City Art Club, they just took me in. Janice Bergman was president when I first joined, and
Yes.
they made me feel at home. They wanted to help me in any way, encouraged me, inspired me, made me want to stretch and be better.
Yes.
And they just are more like a family to me, this art club is.
That's why I always describe them, and I have in front of meetings and certain positions. It's like a family.
Yes.
Well, I guess they've been around 115 years. They should know now how to make
Right.
people feel at home. So
Yes.
that's good to hear.
Yes.
Well, you are currently, as I know, mentioned, the featured artist on the JCAC website. Can you share with us a little bit about the JCAC website, the featured artist program?
Well, I'm honored to be the spokesperson for Jefferson City Art Club with 115th year. But the JCAC website, when you become a featured artist, you can be 6 weeks on the JCAC website.
Yes.
And you have 6 weeks exhibit at the Missouri Department of Motor Vehicles at 1617 Southridge Drive, Jefferson City, Missouri. I now have an exhibit there,
Yes.
if anyone wants to go down. And to become a scheduled guest, you will JCTV Mid-Missouri Art News if you are the featured artist, which I am here with you today.
Yes, and so fortunate to have you here, taking the time and driving down to be with us and share your art, your musical contribution, and now the spokesperson. Well, they just, I attended a couple of weeks ago the annual fling.
Yes.
I suggested years ago that if you're going to be around 115 years, I suggested maybe we should have a get-together to commemorate that annually. So we're going to be looking, we just looked at I think the 4th annual social called The Fling, commemorating the
Yes.
115th year. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed visiting with you and Don and all the other folks. And I understand you received a lot of...
Oh, I really enjoy that because it's, like we said, it's family, and we're not just there to hear someone speak on art, which I love, but it's kind of a social, and we laugh and we share, and some people
Door
share their
prizes.
art, door prizes.
And it's open to the public.
Lots of food, entertainment, and it's just a real fun get-together.
Open to the...
our 115th anniversary for this art club. Started out in 1903. It was a ladies group to prepare to go to the 1904 World's Fair. They would get together in each other's houses, talk about art, try to educate themselves. They had speakers, and then they got to go to the World's Fair. And came back and talked about it, and I think it inspired them. It gave them a lot of strength, a sense of self for those who went out and started painting, got inspired. So we've continued for 115 years. Do you know any other club that has lasted that long? Isn't that something? Give yourself a pat on the back. So
The public, no admission charge, and it happens every year, so keep in touch.
Yes.
We'll let you know when the next fling is going to be taking place. It most likely will be November of 2019. Well, Dianna, your artwork is unique, as will be represented as we're speaking. For those learning, wanting to learn more about the Jefferson City Art Club, can you give us that Jefferson City Art Club website address?
Jefferson City Art Club -Missouri.com.
That's all spelled out.
Yes, it's all spelled out. Jefferson City Art Club Missouri.com.
Yes, okay, very good. Well, can you share with us, with the viewers, any sponsored events that the JCAC will be holding, sponsoring in the upcoming months?
I just happen to have them right here.
Oh, okay, super.
One thing is the Ruth Hogan's Children's Art Exhibit, March the 16th, 2019, through March the 26th, 2019. And I think that's wonderful because children, at an early age, they're gifted and that can bring it out in them.
Yes.
One is the Adult Fine Art Exhibit, March the 28th through April the 30th, 2019. And that's tied together with the Art Crawl, which is with a reception. And that's Friday the 12th, 2019.
But April
12th, I'm sorry. Yes, 2019. And I love that time. They have,
yes,
again,
that crawl is,
it's so much fun.
Walk from one gallery
Yes.
to the next in Jefferson City, being able to identify them with the Capitol in view, depending on which way you're facing. But it's really quite an experience
Yes,
to
it
be
is.
around the Capitol, down High Street, and the different Main Street, High Street, and Capitol Street. The different galleries, Missouri Boulevard at Capitol Arts. So it is
exciting.
quite an event. And then you have...
Then we have the annual high school sketch day and heritage art contest exhibit, May the 6th through May the 12th, 2019.
and there's an award that is given out by the city mayor.
Oh.
I understand, well, annually from that, it has to be a drawing or painting of the identifiable with the heritage of Jefferson City, Missouri. So the mayor will award that, and we want to make sure everyone knows that guests
That's right.
to the meetings, which are on the third Monday of each month, starting about 5:30, and have a social hour, share, and visit. And then at 6 o'clock, there's a presenter that speaks on a topic of their art, and then have a business meeting. And there's refreshments also at that meeting. So that's the third Monday at 5:30 every month of each month, except during the summer hours, and they basically stop the meetings. So that's something to look forward to. Well, Dianna, we're about out of time. Do you have any final words of inspiration to share with our viewers as far as a new person, maybe wanting to become an artist or continue on with their love of art?
If you really love it and you like to do it, because it's great satisfaction. It can you can just go into your art and create something that means so much to you. Like the gentleman I heard interviewed before, he has his favorites. They touch his heart, and he doesn't want to get rid of them. And I would say go to school or go get your books and go to classes. Jefferson City Art Club has many teachers that will, give classes and learn. And don't,
we're there to inspire and
Yes.
to assist and talk shop about if
right.
you're hung up on a certain. When you learn to paint clouds, for example, you
Yes.
might pick up
Yes.
instructions on how to paint clouds, or your choice of perspective, what have you. So there's a lot there.
Which
And
I'm
you're-
wanting to do.
and you're
You
wanting
are
to
very good at that.
that just came to mind, I thought, but that's one thing I enjoy, the clouds. Well, so on behalf of Jefferson City Art Club, Mid-Missouri Art News, and myself, I want to thank you for sharing with us here on Mid-Missouri Art News, JCTV.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you so much again. Well, next here on Mid-Missouri Art News, we'll be visiting with an artist, Benjamin Louder, of the Cherokee Street Gallery in St. Louis, Missouri, making his home in Illinois. He will share his art world from his perspective, with a lot of interesting perspective for that matter. So that'll be next on Mid-Missouri Art News, so look for that. Well, I want to thank, once again, JCTV producer Gloria Enlow and crew, and thank you, our viewers, for watching faithfully. Look for more Mid-Missouri Art News right here on JCTV. And don't forget YouTube. I'm Rick J. Singh. See you next time.